Hello, beautiful person watching this. I am so happy that you're here. Welcome back to another Slay the Spire Ascension 20 Defect run. On this channel, I have my recorded wins with some commentary and general discussion about this beautiful game that we play. So, having a look. Hopefully I actually highlight my path. A lot of gold options, but not seeing an early shop there, a bit awkward. And a lot of question marks, and you're definitely interested in hallway fights early on to make sure you get some good cards. So we'll see what I do here. And you may know from the title and or thumbnail, but I see an unusually large amount of a particular rare card this run. So I'm going to be investing in that probably. So I decide to boss swap since there's no early shop, and I find a pyramid, and suddenly my whole perspectives change. Just survive, because we have pyramid and we'll win. So starting a bit weaker than normal perhaps, because of the pyramid, losing our starter relic. But of course, as the run goes on, having the ability to not discard our hand at all is going to be absolutely massive. And at the start here, I quickly have to say I've received some extremely positive comments overall, and I have gotten up to over 200 subscribers. In the grand scheme, of course, not a very huge number, but coming from essentially zero in this short amount of time of a few months has been quite a journey, and so many super kind words from many people. So if you haven't subscribed and you watch my videos regularly, definitely consider doing so. It'll help a lot, of course, for such a small channel. And I made a mistake there. I forgot that I didn't have my lightning orb at the start of the combat, so I tried to dual cast and nothing happened. Whoops. This is the guy we're watching. And I did find an early buffer, it seems. That's pretty good. And I found a Sunder as well. And these cards, Sunder in particular, is a bit awkward, because if it's not killing the thing, then it can be very tough to play, as it essentially costs 3 instead of 0. But when you have a pyramid, you can instead keep it around, and then once it's lethal, you can just play it, and it's really good. So a good looking deck so far, to be sure. These cards are a bit tough though. Could take a leap for early block or just skip. Definitely a leap is a card where you don't want it as the run goes on, but it might be important in the early game. I do in fact take the leap. Fair enough. And buffer versus Sunder, definitely a real decision. Sunder, really good when you upgrade it, of course. And did hit sentries here, so we're going to be very happy to have that going into this fight, as one of them will essentially die for free very quickly. And there it is, but I can block with the leap that I took. Leap doubters, where are you? Sadly, gonna reshuffle without the Sunder here though, and that's pretty bad. 14 cards to get through before we find that bad boy again. So would have loved to kill last turn. And I think I could have actually, I didn't notice that the chill lightning orb hit the right one. And in fact, I could have actually killed it, so that was a mistake as well. Definitely playing a bit too fast here in this early part of the run. Gonna have to slow it down a bit and make sure I get it together. And with Pyramid against this fight, my god, it's so easy. You can just save the block cards for when you're actually getting hits. Very easy. And with the buffer charge as well, this should be a 0 damage fight for short. No need to feel the need to use the explosive pot, as we have a smoke bomb that we can happily get rid of if we find another potion. And if your potions are good, the possibility of getting another one should not tempt you into using one for no good reason. It's definitely the case that saving your potions and letting some potions go is totally fine if you're saving your potions for a more difficult fight where they'll be necessary. And I know that I have Sunder, so only need to do 9 more damage, and I had 2 defends there. I can just make Lightning Orb finally, and should be good to go. And it's dead. So a great sentries fight, 0 damage I believe, and find an old coin for 300 big ones and a bean cell. And that's going to be really nice. We can keep it around until we've drawn our Sunder, dealing 48 damage, or actually 51 damage if you include the beam cells damage. And don't even need to upgrade it because we pretty much only care about playing it alongside the Sunder at this point, so no need to keep it vulnerable for next turn if you can just simply play them together with the Pyramid. And so upgrade a buffer instead, of course, is a great upgrade. And we find an ink bottle. Every 10th card we play, we'll draw a card. And this is going very well. Even with the Pyramid, I could take this to Elite Path, and with a really big shop at the end now. We got an old coin giving us so much money. Ball Lightning versus Compiler Driver. I don't really make orbs very much yet, so I may want this Ball Lightning. Indeed. Yeah, it's totally fine. Yup. I probably just had lethal right there if I played Sunder. And now I'm interested in charging this ink bottle. So I could just beam cell Thunder, but I'm going to instead play cards to charge up this ink bottle. And then eventually I will beam cell Thunder for the kill. That way the first card I play next turn will, or next fight will draw a card, and that's very good. And a turbo is here with our Pyramid. Really strong, we can reliably have a hand full of cards. And poor Gremlin Knob facing a buffer defect. What can a knob even do about this? I probably had lethal. Beam Cell, Turbo, Sunder, Lightning Orb stuff. And I didn't need to play Turbo there. I broke Ink Bottle by accident. That's a huge mistake. Minor mistake. I should have had Ink Bottle on 9. But a very dumb mistake. So I call it a huge mistake. And I find our first Bias Cognition. Here we go. Bias Cognition, of course, one of the best Defect cards. It is such a strong, fast card, which Defect loves so much. The fact that it loses one focus a turn is a huge downside, but in the shorter fights like hallways and even most elites, that downside isn't particularly that important. It mainly only matters in the boss fights. And in addition to this, there are ways to prevent the focus minus debuff, such as orange pellets or artifact charges, and that really breaks the card wide open and is probably the strongest thing the Defect can be doing, generally speaking. So we're very happy to see it, of course. A little bit early for it, but only it gets better as the run goes on, of course. And if we have 2 buffer charges against Slime Boss here, so we can just simply tank the 38 hit and not worry at all. And our plan is going to be to get it close-ish to splitting, make 3 lightning orbs, and then play Biased Cog. And then the next turn, as our lightning orbs are still doing a bunch of damage, we can also then Beam Cell Sunder for a huge split. So it looks like I'm going for it right now. And then we can do the thing. Or Slime Boss. I'm getting a bit cute here because I have Ink Bottle on 8 or 9 now. And I was trying to let my orbs just kill it, but I am losing focus. And there's no way to let the orbs win for me here, I don't think. It would have been a bit awkward. If they had both hit 1 each there, it could have been fine, but I still had to block there, so. It's fine. Just let the Ink Bottle go. And find a Seek versus Trash. Going to be taking the Seek, of course. And Entropic Brew over a potion here. I'm valuing the Explosive Potion as Slavers and Gremlin Leader and whatnot exist. And these are not very good. Snecko Eye is pretty much unpickable. Except for very rare circumstances if you have a Pyramid, as you need to be able to discard those bad energy rolls at the end of your turn in order for Snecko to be anywhere close to reliable. As a 4 elite path with the super elite down the middle there, but that seems a bit ambitious. I have a lot of money. So probably want to take a 3 elite path, but I am marking that I could go this way if I'm feeling that strong, I suppose. Definitely ambitious. But most likely the blue path is going to happen. These guys are here to ruin my day. Also, I forgot to mention some relics. I took a toolbox from the shop, of course, very strong. Defect has a problem of their turn ones being pretty tough, and anything that makes them better is very, very helpful. And so I took a toolbox, which will give us a random colorless card of our choice out of 3, and that's going to be very nice. The shop relic price is very enticing too, only the cost of a common relic essentially. So not too much muns. Break the bank. Hoping to find lethal here, of course. And I do. Got to keep Ink Bottle on 9 again. And Nunchaku is a similar relic to Ink Bottle, where you play 10 attacks instead, and every 10th attack will give you 1 energy, which is very nice. I want to try to keep that on 9 as well, so your first attack of each fight basically refunds itself. Very cool. And I actually take a Streamline. I already have this Beam Cell Plus. Really interested in being able to be fast with my damage here, so despite having a Bias Cog in my deck and whatnot, I just want more damage. You can't sleep on it. If the Streamline was not upgraded, I would not have collected them. Upgraded Streamline is doing 30 damage if vulnerable, and that's pretty good. And unfortunately, Buffer isn't helping a lot in birds. And we did take a Philosopher's Stone, giving everything 1 strength, so we're taking essentially double damage here. Ouch. But we did draw the Bias Cog. Or find the Bias Cog, I suppose, the Seek. And hopefully these Lightning Orbs, which the damage of the Lightning Orbs are not affected by the flying debuff, then should be pretty comfy. I actually do use Explosive Pod as well. This is going to be one of the scarier fights, to be sure. Sunder does 16 to a flying bird. I can kill it there. I can also kill the right one. There we go. And yeah, should be fine now. Play some cards to charge Ink Bottle. And Nunchaku. Very good. And Recycle is here for our Pyramid. That's very cool. Can start getting rid of cards we don't want, make some energy, upgrade it eventually. And our second copy of Bias Cog is here in the store here. And so now, because I have 2 of these, I'm actually interested in going to that last shop at the very end of the act, because I want to find orange pellets, or especially orange pellets, but also Clockwork Souvenir, which gives you an artifact charge. And I get the Transform event, and I hit Core Surge with that. My god, that's insane. Core Surge, of course, just an attack, but it gives you an artifact charge. So if you can combine that with the Bias Cognition, then you can prevent the Focus minus debuff, and that's very strong. And I hit Panacea here, which is pretty good. Slavers also actually just apply debuffs to you, so having the artifact's pretty good here as well. And Slavers are very spooky, of course, going to be beating the absolute life out of us. PG channel. And there's your Streamline right there, by the way. I imagine that was something else, and that right Slaver got to hit me again. Absolutely massive. Love to see that. Sadly, 2 damage short of killing the middle Slaver here. But get to full block and keep our buffer stacks. And now I'm weakened, so it's still short. Ouch. So we're really looking for more Frost Orbs now to block for a lot with these Bias Cogs. Definitely, definitely, definitely. Still full block. That's pretty wild. And so made it through relatively unscathed. And another Core Surge is offered. Now we have double Core Surge, double Biased. And that is pretty wild. We'll now be able to get those in play. And so it's a bit slow. You have to draw all of those cards and put them in play and make orbs that, you know, are good with the focus. And so you can't just say, oh, I have these cards so I win. You have to be able to survive the fights, the fast fights. So definitely looking to find some speed, some good draw, some good acceleration, energy gain, and try to put those in play quickly. This is certainly not the hand. Could play Finesse and try to find something good. There's Core Surge, so I can play Bias Cog. But it's not doing anything, I have no orbs. Ouch. So it is a bit scary here. Take a chill. So with that plus buffer, I am full blocking. Play a couple more cards to charge ink bottle. Boom. And a defrag is here, of course. Clicking on that and upgrading that, probably. There's also a Seek to upgrade. I actually want Chill in my hand. I'm so desperate for Frost Orbs that I want this to be in my opening hand every single fight. Actually, fair enough. Upgrading Chill over Defrag, that must have been a very tough choice for me. For past me. Or Bias Cog, of course. I'm a slut for focus. And, like, normally I would just, without thinking about it, do it, but my noggin was on. I have double Artifact and double Bias Cog, and I had to win this run or I would never forgive myself. So I found a Panache here, and interested in proccing it here, it seems. And this is a little bit scarier than normal because it has 1 extra strength. Once again, I'm out of orbs, and I evoked my Frost Orb, and I'm realizing, uh-oh, I have no way to make Frost Orb. So this is all of a sudden very spooky. How do I not die here is an excellent question. I can play buffer and go to 1 here, is the line that I'm seeing right now. And then play attacks and hope to kill it next turn. I'm trying to find it that's lethal. That's like 78, I believe. +7 from the Lightning Orb, of course. So, considering Gambler's Brew into stuff. Gambler's Brew everything except Sunder and Streamline, and maybe Turbo. Down to 1, indeed. This run wins, by the way. This is what I'm talking about. Like, just because we have Bias Cog doesn't mean we win. We can't make orbs yet. We gotta dial it back a little bit. And we find a Bird-Faced Urn, which will heal us for 2 whenever we play a power. That's really good. And I actually take Cold Snap. So desperate for Frost Orbs. That Cold Snap is absolutely gonna slap here. Love to see that. And Violence is actually extremely good. There's a lot of colorless cards here that are unusually good. Violence kind of tutors for our artifact charges, and that can be very strong. And this fight's pretty spooky as well. It's pretty fast. Gets out of control, so we gotta find our good cards quickly here. I forgot to chill before the first one died, but it doesn't actually matter, since we are now full on orbs. Only would have mattered if I wasn't full blocking otherwise. And preparing to Sunder next turn. Bonk. And Bird-Faced Urn may have been the best relic we could find there. Mummified Hand also, of course, but playing a lot of powers as Defect does. And we're very happy to see that. I'm playing cards for Ink Bottle and whatnot. Another defrags here. Probably gonna click it. The other options are not very good, unfortunately. And I have a Bird-Faced Urn now. And we get this event, go down to 5. But it should be fine. We're going to a shop now instead. And another Bias Cog is here. Bias Cog the movie. So it's probably wrong to click this. I already have 2. It costs a lot of gold. And I only have 2 artifact, right? So I have 2 permanent ones. It's perfect. The symmetry, right? And so I'm thinking, what do I need? I need actual orbs, right? To make with this. And so there is another cold snap in this shop, and I buy it. It's good enough. I need frost orbs desperately. They're so good, and I can't find them. And chill exhausts, so if I play it once and can't get rid of the orbs for whatever reason, then you're out of frost orbs, right? So obviously would much prefer it be cool-headed or glacier, but cold snap will suffice. And there's also a Tempest on sale, which I normally am pretty averse to clicking on in general, especially not buying. But I'm very happy about getting so much focus, and we even have like a double energy and a turbo in our deck, and they can just make a huge Tempest with so much focus and kill that way. So it's a way to actually close the fight. Definitely pretty cool, and I'm very, very pleased with my decision there. Taking cards that I normally wouldn't be taking at this point in the run or at all, in order to get through here. So definitely, you know, I used to just pick Defect, and then like, if I find defrags and seek, then I win, and if I don't, then I'll just die, it's fine. And now I'm trying to actually win with what I'm being offered, which is great. A bit ironic to say this when I have 2 copies of Bias Cog and 2 copies of Core Surge in my deck, but I think the point still stands. Despite that, I don't think the deck is that strong right now. People love to act like everything's a high roll or whatever. I have certainly lost with better decks, I'll say that. Play all the powers possible, of course, to heal as much as possible. And I can try to pass, but it's gonna die, so. Should have actually played more cards. I had Turbo in my hand. For Ink Bottle. Considering taking Discharge, it's a power, and it makes Lightning Orbs. Sure. Not very exciting, though, in this situation, I would say. And interested in upgrading defrags as well. They both give energy as well, except there's no conditionality to the defrag, so might as well upgrade that, I think. If you have pellets, though, and like Echo Form and whatnot, then probably better to upgrade the Bias Cog for that huge burst of focus. And yet again, we're not out of the woods quite yet. The Beam Cell Sunder coming in handy here. Definitely. And we gotta find our coursers. I guess yet again forgot about Chill. Not that big of a deal though. Only like 5 block or whatever. But might want to play Tempest here. It evokes the Frost Orbs. But actually, I did actually just take 5 because of this display. Should have played Chill before killing the minion. Whoops. I play my Bias Cog for the first time. And then I still have another artifact charge, so I want to play the second one before getting debuffed here. Very important. And I did find it after all. There was a small chance. Could have been at the very bottom there. Ink Bottle would have always drawn me the second to last card there. It wouldn't have been that big of a deal though, of course. Preventing Vulnerable, it looks like, would have been quite good as well. Yet again, Beam Cell Sunder killing a minion. Nice fast damage there. And now what? Trying to see where that orb goes first. Hits the collector, sadly. There we go. And look at these cold snaps cook. Each one blocking for 13 per turn. That's pretty wild. So, despite it being a tad late in the run for what you would consider just a common attack, this cold snap is absolutely crucial to winning this fight. And the Tempest was as well for that fast early burst of damage against the minions. So both cards that I bought at the shop actually paying off rather huge here. Very cool. And we end the fight with the relics on the perfect number, 9 and 9. It's a work of art, I would say, and there's an Echo Form. There's also Creative AI, a bit ambitious. Echo Form, amazing here. Can double both Core Surges and both Biased Cogs. My god. And I even get a nuclear battery as well, which is pretty good. So still very interested in going to every shop that I can, as long as I have 170-ish gold, as that will allow us to buy pellets or souvenir if we see it, making the bias cog even better. But now with this Echo Form, we are looking hella good. With the bird face turn, every power gets doubled, and the doubled power also heals you. It's really good. Oh, I have Tempest, so goodbye this fight. And that's the power of Tempest. It's a bit tough to make that much energy and have Tempest on the same turn, but with Pyramid it makes it a lot easier. And Cool-Headed is here. Unupgraded Cool-Headed looks really, really good here. Just a Frost Orb. Definitely totally fine. Unfortunate shop here, but may choose to save my money for later, where I may see the good relics. Yeah, this truly is Biased Cog the movie. It's not just that I'm seeing a lot of them. I've seen like 3 so far, I think. It's also that it is the main reason that I'm alive. Duplicate a card in your deck, huh? We did just find an Echo Form. That seems pretty good. Definitely considered being a Biased Cog for the bit, but Echo Form is really good. And if you double the Echo Form, you have the first 3 cards that you play each turn get doubled, and you can just double the Core Surge, then double the Bias Cog in the same turn, and it's so insane. This is what you really want here. I saved the Cold Snap, knowing I might want to use it to evoke a Frost Orb this turn. It is really cool how much you can, you know, kind of finesse with the Pyramid. Knowing when and when to not play your cards is very skill testing. Not to say that that decision was particularly hard or anything, but just generally speaking. Trying to charge Ink Bottle and Nunchaku. Could have played 2 more cards that weren't attacks. And those cards are disgusting. Don't any of those. Violence is back. Very cool. And we did find Bias Cogs, so hope to hit a Core Surge, and we do. And I could get greedy. I could get a bit greedy here against the ball if I choose. Try to double a Core Surge, but oof, that's 31 damage. So may just play both Bias Cogs right now for just once. And then I can zap dual cast. Full block that way. Ooh, gross. Ink Bottle betraying us there a bit. I could have known that was going to happen, of course, but I could have known that could happen and not played the last card there. No big deal, though. We'll be able to comfortably win this fight without the second Echo Form, of course. And so I will eventually be able to, if I have Echo Form, then double the Echo Form. I have 3 Echo Form. I can go Turbo up to 8, double energy down to 7, up to 14, up to 28, and then play 28 times 2, or 28 times Tempests for a total of 56 Lightning Orbs. And right now we have 14 Focus. Feel free to do the math on how much damage that does. It's a lot, though. And that could be a great solution to killing Wokebird. Get that guy out of the way. Boot sequences, consideration. Holograms, consideration. I take genetic algorithm, even this late, I'm interested in that, as I have double Echo Form. So hopefully can charge it up a lot, or at least enough for it to be good. At Master Strategy versus Dramatic Entrance, I actually take Dramatic Entrance because it's Reptomancer. Very spooky fight, want to make sure I kill these minions. And there's my biased cog. Gonna have to find something good next turn. This is looking not very good to me. There's Echo Form. Buffer will be good. I just don't play it. So take the billion and hopefully just heal it back up afterwards, it seems. And Echo Form on the turn they're not attacking. That's really, really good. I could play Algorithm here, actually. I have the double, yep. So I get to double it for free there, essentially. That's very good. Double the Core Surge. Double the Bias Cog. Double the Buffer. That seems like a good turn. I double the Turbo instead. Totally fine with just playing 1 Bias Cog there. It's enough. Yeah, looks like we got there. We have enough block now. And 1 Capacitor would absolutely blow this run wide open. Only 3 Orb slots with so much focus is a bit of a bummer. Although it's fine, of course. Hidden Dual Cast. Or to sleep. Yep. I had lethal, but this is fine as well. Get out that way. It took some damage there, definitely a bit scary, but made it through. Reptomancer, which is definitely the scariest fight when you don't have electrodynamics in your deck. Very, very happy to even live against that fight. And Transient is also kind of terrifying if we don't have the focus immediately. A Tempest first to evoke the Plasma, so I can play the other 2 cards. Pretty good. Ball Lightning Echo Form, maybe, or maybe I'll let the Echo Form go. It's a bit of a bummer. I think I could have gotten away with Echo Form, to be honest. I have a buffer here, so I would have just been able to play this buffer this turn and never take damage for the whole fight again. If I had played it. Would have taken some damage, but could have healed back up with the Birdface turn, of course. So I think maybe a mistake. I play this one. Take a Turbo. And Core Surges will block the... It'll block 1 instance of Focus Minus per artifact charge. Which is pretty cute. Even if you didn't block the debuff from getting applied to you, it'll still prevent like 1 turn of it happening if you have an artifact charge afterwards. Which I actually didn't know until pretty recently. Definitely a bit of a hard one. An Ash. Notably, every single one of those cards costs 0 without the discount. So I don't even care if I just don't play them here. And I know that I'll be able to play Panic Button here and block for a lot. Made it through the transient. Healed, in fact. Another double energy is presented. I do take it, in fact. Pretty cool. And maybe time to start upgrading some bias cogs. Bias cog seems pretty good. The thing is, 4 energy is already so much, my god. And have to key a smiling mask, of course. Yeah, these relics have largely been unexciting, other than the ones I've talked about. Stone Calendar, Ceramic Fish, and Ginger are not doing a lot. And I did whiff on Nunchaku, which is pretty good early, of course. Excellent buffer against the huge 46 hit. And I thunder for 1 just to get it out of my hand. Disgusting. Maybe want to double that. A little bit ambitious, I have to say, to try to double this defrag. I only have 1 frost at the moment. Getting there, though. And I just got there, 24, with that little last unupgraded defragment play. So I got to keep the buffer charge. And now we can just take the 45, doesn't even matter. 46, rather. And slowly setting up towards our huge Tempest OTK here. Oh, I played Turbo. That is so sad that I just played that Turbo, I think. Why would I ever do that? But it is going to be lethal next turn anyway. It's just going to be less climactic. Probably. I should play 1 more card and then Tempest. Because of the ink bottle. So I kind of forgot, but that's okay. No problem. And there's a loop. Maybe I want the loop. Loop pretty good with a huge Frost Orb, of course. Loop and extra orb slots kind of similar, if you think about it. And I may want to upgrade the loop. We have so much focus already that that extra proc each fight, or each turn, can be extremely good. And against the heart, if you have a Frost Orb in the front, that'll allow you to gain block at the start of your turn, which will then allow you to play cards before, you know, the end of your turn. And that can help quite a lot. If you can only make block by evoking Frost Orbs as the defect, then how do you block during your turn against the Beat of Death? It is extremely hard, and if you get low, like if the Act 4 Elite goes horribly, which it often does, then not having the loop can actually straight up get you killed in the hard fight. So, a very valuable resource in that fight. And there's another bias cog. Is that the 5th one that I've seen? I actually buy it this time. You're welcome. And it just makes it a bit easier. Like, if I manage to double the artifact charge card, but not the bias cog, then I can still do something with the other one. Excuse me, other one. But in theory, I am a little bit overkill right now. Too many, perhaps. And we found Apotheosis from the toolbox here, so this fight's going to be absolutely brutal for your boy Donu Deka. And we have upgraded Double Energy, upgraded Tempest, upgraded Recycle, upgraded Turbo. So we're about to do how much damage? There's some math to be done. I'm not even doubling Bias Cog, who care? Already full blocking. Gotta get cards out of my hand. It's a little bit awkward. I don't want to get rid of a Frost Orb with dual cast. I don't want to play Turbo or either double energy, because that's no fun. But I can play one double energy, because if I have two Echo Forms in play, you can only double 3 cards. So one of them's Turbo, one of them's double energy, or it could be Turbo or double energy, doesn't matter. And then the third card is Tempest, of course. So no need for all 3 of the energy cards. But I'm just making space in my hands. I'm committing to the bit of do as much damage with Tempest as possible. And I shouldn't play the second Echo Form yet. I want to double it, of course. I'm not a monster. Another biased cog. Play the loop. Block with a Cold Snap. And now at the start of each of my turns, I'm going to be blocking for 64. That's pretty good. And now I should play Bias Cog. And I want to put Ink Bottle on 3, I think? Okay, so I forgot here about the Ink Bottle thing. So I think I'm trying to get it to the right number again. Because it could actually really matter going into Wokebird, having that extra card draw. It actually matters here. So I'm taking my time. There's no need to rush here. We're invincible. So I can't get it to that number unless I play a billion cards, which I don't have. So I just get it to 2. That's fine. And then next turn I get it to 8, which is good enough. Double energy, Tempest. That's 128 lightning orbs. We didn't even get close to making all of them. But goodbye, Donodeka. Poor guys. Actually, it was also only 7, because only the first Tempest got played. Hit the Seek. Bias Cogs are here. But where are the artifact charges? His algorithm's already at 17. That's pretty good. It's gonna be blocking good here. Consider playing Buffer, but that might be a waste. Might be able to double it later. And just getting cards out of my hand, I want to draw 5 cards. I even get rid of dual cast just to end my turn with the Time Warp. It's multi-hitting again, which is unfortunate considering the buffer. I still play it though. I'm tired of taking damage, it seems. And I don't have the artifact charges yet. Really need to find those. That's a lot of biased cog and not a lot of artifact. There they are. And I am getting debuffed here, so I'm not interested in playing anything, possibly? I shouldn't play that either, yeah, because I would play too many cards for Time Warp. So now I can Core Surge Bias Cog. And then do it again later. That is so much damage, my god. Fine then. There we go. Last Bias Cog might just hang out, or it might get recycled, or it might get played like towards the end of the fight. Does give me 2 health. And this guy is about to get Tempested as well. It might just happen right now. Goodbye, Time Eater. That is so much damage. It's 44. And it was getting double as actually 88 lightning orbs. What to upgrade? I don't even know what the correct upgrade is here. Just a defrag, reliable focus, very nice. And capacitors here. Probably gonna click that. Seems good. Consider taking another focus potion. But we have so much focus, probably better to just be able to pitch our hand and find the good cards. And panic button is fine. A bit awkward at turn 1 here, even with the panic button. Oof. So going fast here. I can't mess around with this fight. And there goes our Frost Orbs, but we play Stack Discharge, so do some good damage here. Ouch. Can go for a Buffer Charge. Kind of crazy going for not a Buffer Charge here, I have to say. Not sure what I'm thinking. I wanted to double it, I suppose. I knew I was playing Echo Form, so why not try to double it, I guess. That is a lot of damage, though. Ouch. Probably a mistake to not take Buffer there. Ooh. Now I can double that next turn. And I just have to block for 25, and then I am taking, or actually for 30, 49, because of the burns. And then, should be good. Very good. Got there. Double the algorithm. That thing's gonna die anyway. Ooh, Echo Form again. It's all good. And Self-Repair is still in there, gonna get doubled, really, really good. And even heal from the Bird Face Run, of course, so. Not too bad, 52 health. And we find a Bag of Prep, which will draw us 2 cards on turn 1. That's actually very helpful as well. And Violence is back again. Huge, actually. This Violence is cooking. Give me that Artifact Charge, please. Look at that, both of them. That's fat. So, of course, gonna have to take some damage here, sadly, to play some cards. And I consider it fast enough, or good enough, to just get the fast Core Surge and Bias Cog once each in play for next turn. And I really want this Frost Orb in the front so I can loop it right now. And I even play Core Surge again without Bias Cog just to block the first turn of the Heart. Because it has the Vulnerable, which is really scary. If you get Vulnerable, you get hit for 67, actually 69 when it has 1 strength. And that is just simply too much damage to survive a lot of the time, so blocking that Vulnerable is absolutely massive. And I'm saving this loop arguably a bit greedily for when I have Echo Form in play. I mean, I do have Echo Form in play, but I just played something else already or something. You know what I mean. And so, can I get the... If I evoke this Frost Orb, can I get another Frost Orb back to the front? Is a good question. I think I can if I go Cold Snap, Cool Headed Dual Cast. That will put a Frost Orb in front, so I'd probably do that. It's very important to have a Frost Orb in the front. Here. And consider taking 2 to play Beam Cell, but I decide not to. There's no reason to. And so we have taken quite a bit of damage here, but living. And now I want to make sure I double my really good cards. I drew Echo Form. Sadly, again off Ink Bottle. This happened like 4 times in a row now. I actually pitch it to make sure I get it back again later. good time to use that potion anyway. Now I can double a defrag. And I probably want to play Tempest, yep, just to put some lightning orbs in play, do some damage. We do have to kill it before it hits us for 20 times 15. That's a lot of damage. That's 75 damage right now. Yeah, out of core surges, sadly. But it may be fine to just start ticking down now. Get turbo so I can put Echo Form in play. And Stone Calendar's going off. A whopping 52 damage going in here. And not being attacked, can probably just play Sunder or something. And as long as we have a Frost Orb in the front, we are fine. At this point, even just those 3 lightning orbs are doing like 100 damage a turn. My god, it's so much damage. So we should be out of here in no time. And I finally get rid of the Frost Orb in the front because it's about to die. Goodbye. And only 50 minutes. Pretty quick run there. Getting healed for 200 from Birdface turn. My god, it's insane. And yeah, not that many relics. But overall, just a really strong deck with the Bias Cog synergy going on there. And we finally made it through Act 2, which was very, very tough. So if you're still here, how have you not subbed? How have you not liked the video? Thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And as always, have a beautiful day.